Okay, Mamta has told yes. Okay, I hope I'm audible for everyone. Just give me a minute, guys. Let's start. Okay, from Raju, Ashwini. Okay, guys, thank you. I'll start off with the session now. Just give me. Okay, guys, let's start off with this session now. So I hope you guys know what the session is about. It's pretty straightforward. It's about the AWS Associate Certifications. I'll be giving you the basic information that you need to know about the certifications. I'll be talking about all the three different certifications which are available. And once that is done, okay, so we'll be doing this. Why should you choose AWS? So there is Azure, there is GCP, but why AWS? And then the steps to learn. It's again, steps to learn is subjective, but I'll still give my point of view. So that's how I learned. And then the certification path, various certifications which are available. And finally, sorry guys. So finally, it will be further learning. I'll be just giving you some links, some references from where you can start learning. And once my part is done, my colleague will be joining, and my colleague is a senior course advisor who will be giving more information about the certification, more information about the career that you can, career path which you can take up. For example, let's say you are from a different role. Let's say you are an IT admin and you want to get into cloud. So how you can do that? So if you have those kinds of questions, keep it to the end. If you have certification or if you have questions related to your career, keep it to the end. Once my colleague joins, you can ask him. He'll be able to answer them. If you have any technical questions related to AWS, please put down in the section. I'll be able to answer them. But before putting down those questions, let me just finish up my part. Once that is done, I'll tell you. Okay, Manasa is saying that I'm not audible. Am I audible, guys? Okay, I'll just to rejoin then. Okay, thank you, Arun and Raja. I'll just continue. So first, why? AWS powers businesses in 190 plus countries. So this basically shows that if you are into AWS, you can get into a job in 190 plus countries. In India, US, UK, any European countries, Middle East, whatever it is, there are companies who use AWS. So wherever you are, you can get into AWS. You can get into an AWS job. And then there are 1 million active users. So this is just a stat I wanted to talk about. That is, there are individuals and companies who are using AWS. So individuals mostly use for practice, and then again companies use for their architectural and infrastructural needs. So this fact I wanted to tell because AWS is one of the largest cloud providers, and thus they have a lot of users who trust them. And I think even I've been using AWS for around 2.5 years, like the console, the brand new console, but I've not faced any major issues with the console or downtime and all. So AWS, they keep their promise alive. Okay, and then one more thing is they have 170 plus cloud services. That is, you don't have to learn all services. You can just stick to your niche. That is, if you're a big data engineer, and that in that case, you can learn the services which will make you a better big data engineer. For example, there is Elastic MapReduce, there is SageMaker. Uh, so there are tools which basically will help you become a big data engineer who works also on the cloud. So I'm just giving you an example that there are multiple cloud services, and you can basically learn a select few which will help you. You don't have to learn all the services. You can learn 10 or 15 services which will help you. And again, this depends on the company you're working. Okay, I'll try to keep my mic nearby. So this basically depends on the company you're working for. They might have a certain list of tools, certain list of services which you'll have to learn, or a company which you want to go, they would have that tools in their job description, and you can figure out those services and learn those services, or you can learn according to the particular certification. So that's what we'll be talking about. Okay, coming to the next slide. Again, AWS. So this is again why AWS dominates the public cloud market. That is because they started around 2006, and Azure came. Azure and GCP they started after like 4 years at 2010 and 11. So AWS had a 4-year a start like before the other major cloud providers, and that's how they basically pushed and became the number one, and also still are pretty much the number one. Even though Azure is trying to catch up, they are still pretty much the like the biggest cloud provider. Okay, there is a question from Rajashekar. As I'm a fresher to IT, is AWS and DevOps will help me in my career? Yeah, so you one thing I wanted to say is that DevOps is not a fresher job. DevOps needs experience, but cloud, you can get into cloud at the beginning of your career, and then you can just go from one different job role to another job role. Let's say you are a cloud engineer, cloud support engineer, you can then become a cloud solutions architect. Then you can become a senior architect, so you can go ahead with that. But again, please ask this question to my colleague at the end of the session. He'll be able to answer this even better. Okay, so now continuing, one more point is that there are an abundance of jobs. That is, so from just 4 sites, when I looked up, there were around 7,500 jobs just for the solutions architect cloud domain. Not all cloud engineering domains, just the solutions architect domain. And there was there were 7,500 plus jobs available. So this is one more reason, that is there is an abundance of cloud jobs. There are always cloud jobs available, but the only problem is there are not enough skilled people who are basically trying to get the job. So that's what I wanted to state here. Okay, so if you are skilled enough, you can get into cloud easily. And one more point is that major companies, major MNCs, and major corporations, like let's say streaming platform, Netflix is the biggest biggest streaming platform. Salesforce is the biggest CRM tool. Twitch is the biggest video streaming live streaming site. Pinterest, Reddit are big social media sites. Okay, so these companies use AWS for their infrastructural needs. And if you want to work for a company like which is of a Fortune 500 company or a major company, in that case, again, if you know AWS, if you know cloud, you can again get into those major companies. And one last point in why AWS, that is, everyone gets this question, that is, what would be the salary? Because whatever cloud role or whatever role you're going to get into, or whatever job you're going to get into, one of the questions would be, what is the salary? Because that is one of the important parts of a job, right? Because we work and they give us money. And that's what I wanted to state here again. In US, it's 100 sorry, in US it's $122,000, and in India it is 7.3 lakhs per annum. So this is basically sorry. So this is basically the average salary. The highest salary can go up to 30 lakhs per annum. So this is what I checked in Glassdoor.com. Yeah, so the highest cloud salary, if you have enough experience, let's say 10-15 years of experience, then it can go up to 30 lakhs per annum. Okay, so now coming to steps to learn AWS. Okay, so before that, I'll just answer 2 questions. Okay, from Sharat, how AWS has been used in testing. Okay, so AWS directly cannot be used in testing, but AWS can be used as a tool which helps in testing. For example, you create an application and you test it in a testing environment before it is pushed into a production environment, right? So that testing environment and production environments can be created on AWS, and you can basically automate that using a DevOps pipeline. And so in this case, AWS can be used for infrastructural needs. And again, using testing tools like Selenium, you can automate that process. Ashwini, difference between solutions architect and developer. So this I'll cover in this session. So please wait. Is there any good option for people who are fresher or with gap in job? Sorry, Mamta, I'm not the right person to answer this. So please ask this question once again when my colleague joins. He'll join around 9. So please wait and you can ask him the question. He'll be the right person to answer this. Okay, so now let me continue with the session. Yeah. So one more thing I wanted to say is first, before starting off with AWS or any cloud provider for that case, start with the basics of cloud, learn what's cloud computing, learn about the deployment models, learn about the service models, and then learn about networking fundamentals. That is, what is an IP address, what are CIDR notations, learn about the basic protocols, HTTP, HTTPS, SSH, TCP/IP, UDP. So learn about the very basic protocols. Learn just the basic. That is, what is IP address is basic. What are CIDR notations? Again, basic. What is subnet masking? Basic. So learn all the basic networking concepts. Why? Because when you are getting into AWS, you will be coming across terms like public IP address, private IP address, security groups, HTTP, SSH. So you'll be coming across various of these terms. So when you come across these terms, you shouldn't have a doubt about what they are because you won't grasp the concept fully. So you can do that. You can learn that side by side, but before getting into learning the basics is really helpful. Then obviously choosing the AWS services and learning them one by one. But whatever certification you're going to take up, one thing I would suggest is first start off with EC2, AWS EC2. Start off with EC2 service because it is the integral part of AWS. It is the integral part of any AWS ecosystem because EC2 is the service which provides servers, that is virtualized environments. Okay, so now using the exam guide and white papers. So this is the final part before giving the examination. You can check out the exam guide, which is available in the official site. And also AWS provides white papers, which are theoretical papers, which will again help you to clear the examination. So these are the steps. So this is how I learned. So you can also follow this or you can follow your own methods. Okay. So now coming to the certification path. Okay, so before starting off with this, I'll just answer 2 more questions. Okay, from Sairam, please raise your voice. Okay, I'll try to do that. I brought my mic closer to my mouth and I'm trying to speak louder. Sorry if it is not that clear. I'll try to be more clear now. From Arun, will this be covered in program networking? Yeah, so the basics of networking will be covered because while teaching about EC2, there is no way we can not cover networking. We cover an entire module for that. And so that is virtual private cloud, because without networking, there is no cloud, there is no AWS. So obviously we do teach that. Okay, so now I answered those questions. Now coming to these certifications. So this is about the associate certifications. So associate certifications in the case, sorry, in our case, it would be these 3. That is solutions architect, SOPs administrator, and developer. Okay, so now this is just some more information which you can find in the official site. So this is our part, that is the associate certification. Okay, so if you're taking up the certification, they'll allow you 130 minutes to write the examination, and it is a multiple choice, multiple answer format, and then it will cost you 150 USD for taking up the associate examination. Any associate examination will cost you 150 USD. But before taking up the associate certification, you can take a practice exam, which will cost you 20 USD. So this is the official costs given by Amazon in their official site. Okay, so this information I just wanted to show you guys. Okay, now coming to the actual part, that is the certifications. Okay, one is the AWS Solutions Architect, one is the SysOps Admin, and one is the developer. So first, let me tell you a brief about all of these 3 certifications. Once I tell you that, then we'll go in depth into each of these certifications. Okay, so first, solutions architect. Okay, so as a solutions architect, what you will be asked by the company is you should be able to provide solutions to cloud problems. So it can vary, the role can vary. So one type of a solutions architect role would be you consult for a client and their requirements. For example, they might have an application running and they want you to create an architecture in which that application should be hosted. Okay, so sorry, in which that application should be hosted. So you should formulate a solution and to basically how you can run that application on the cloud infrastructure. And once you formulate that, you should be able to basically explain it to the client, get their permission, and then architect the solution for them. So this is one kind of role. Second kind of role would be troubleshooting. That is, your company would already have certain architectures and infrastructures running. So you should be able to troubleshoot it and monitor it. That is, if there are any problems arising in the architecture, as a solutions architect, you should be able to look into it and analyze it and finally give a solution to it. Okay, so this is the basic idea of what a solutions architect does. Now coming to sysops administrator. So let's say a sysops administrator is like a IT administrator for the cloud. Okay, so if you're an IT admin in Windows or Linux, so sysops admin would be your right choice. So let me get into that later. I'll just give the brief about what the role is about. Okay, so now as I told you that it's like an IT administrator role for the cloud. So you should be very skilled in monitoring. That is, you should be able to monitor all the AWS services which are running. You should be able to create users, basically give them access, take access from them. So it's basically monitoring and access management mainly. And also you should also have skills for creating servers and deleting them and all that. Okay, so as a sysops admin, you will be administering the AWS cloud. Okay, so now finally, certified developer. So as an AWS developer or a cloud developer, your job would be to develop as well as know cloud. So so it is not that you should know everything about cloud like solutions architect. You should know the development aspect. For example, as a developer, you should know, for example, let's say you develop on Python or you develop on Java. So AWS provides you SDKs, that is software development kits, which you can use to develop code which is compatible with AWS services. So in this case, you should know AWS SDKs and you should know AWS command line interface, in which case it will help you as a software developer to basically run your code on AWS infrastructures. So you should be able to create applications which are basically compatible to run on a cloud-based environment. Okay, so these are the three different roles, guys, and these are the three different certifications. Okay. Okay, so now coming to the first certification, just 1 second before that, I'll just check if there are any questions. Sorry guys, there was an audio coming from the side, so I paused my, I'm muted. Okay, so now let me continue. From Shweta Naidu, what a fresher who recently graduated out of college should start with? What is the best path? Okay, so that's what I would suggest you to first understand cloud, understand the basics of all cloud. For example, deployment, service models, and then start off with learning AWS. And if you're talking about the career path, please wait until my colleague joins. He'll be answering that. Can you please repeat the last slide from Deepak? So can you mention which slide? I'll try to brush it up at the end of the session. Like the name of the slide. From Praveen, you're a fresher. Okay, so I'll just try to give you guys the maximum idea about the certifications. Okay, so now I think this is what you guys are waiting for. That is, who can take which certification. So if you're a person who knows one programming language, that is, you are not really an expert in that programming language, but you know that programming language, you know how to code. Basically, if you're given internet access, you know how to code with it, you understand how it works, you understand how application development works. So if you know this much and also cloud services, in that case, you can take up the solutions architect role if you want to work as a solutions architect. But if you are telling that I don't have programming knowledge and I don't want to work a development, or I don't want to work, sorry, not development, I don't want to work anything related to programming, in that case, I would suggest you sysops administrator. Okay, so sysops administrator is completely an administrator role which involves completely cloud services, but does not involve any coding languages or anything related to that. So if you don't want to work with coding, or if you don't want to relate with it, then you can go ahead with sysops admin. And finally, coming to developer, obviously you should be experienced, or sorry, not an experienced, I meant you should be a skilled software developer. You should know development. It can be any kind of development. It can be mobile application development or web application development, anything. But you should be skilled in development as well as certain cloud services which will help for developing and deploying the code. Okay, so these are the three things which I'm going to say, and you can choose the certification according to what your need is going to be. Okay, so there is a question from Arun Manoj which I'm going to answer now. How coding will help in solutions architect? Okay, so let's say a client is coming to you with an application which has to be hosted on the cloud. So obviously the application will have various aspects, right? It'll have a database. It might have a NoSQL database. It might have so it'll basically be coded in a language. It'll be running on a web server, or it'll be running on a server. Basically, you ask if you know a programming language, you will understand what exactly that programming language, sorry, what exactly that particular code is doing. So if you know what that code is doing, you will be able to create a architecture which is compatible with it. So you'll be obviously working with developers, you'll be working with the security team, you'll be working with multiple teams, you'll be working with operations team. So knowing a programming language and understanding how it works will basically help you to create better architectures. Okay, from Ashwini, from your explanation, I cannot differentiate solutions architect and developer. So I think I made it clear. As a developer, you develop applications, and then you basically host it, or you basically you don't create an architecture. You basically use developing tools which are available in AWS to basically host that application online. But as a solutions architect, you don't develop applications. You only have the knowledge of how that application works, or how software development works, but your entire job role would be to create architectures in which that application would be hosted. I think this makes it clear. A solutions architect's main role would be working on the cloud architecture, the cloud infrastructure. AWS developers' main role would be working on an application which is compatible with cloud. That is, let's say you're working with AWS and you want to host a Java-based application. In that case, the developer should know AWS software development. Should know how to use an AWS SDK with Java, and how to embed that code using the access keys, the secret access key. So this is a little technical. So the basic explanation I think I've given. That is, a developer works, creates applications and then hosts on AWS cloud. A solutions architect basically mainly works on the architecture and has an idea about how software development works, so that he can use that idea, use that knowledge to basically create an architecture which is really compatible. Okay, so with that done, okay, so let me just brief through this. Once that is done, my colleague will be joining. Okay, so let me just brief through the domain parts. This is basically the examination domains. That is, for AWS, for AWS Solutions Architect, if you look at this, you'll be asked more questions from resilient architecture domains. So resilient architecture in the sense, so these are 4 different domains under which you'll be asked questions. So first, resilient architectures, it will mainly cover services like EC2, EBS, EFS, and so if you want to know the services which will be covered in the solutions architect examination, just go to Intellipaat.com. You can just go to the solutions architect course page, and you can see there all the services will be listed down, and you can basically check what are all the services you should know to clear the solutions architect certification. Okay, so this is just the like, let's say, a grouping of those services. For example, if you talk about cost optimized architectures, you should know how to use the billing interface. You should know how to use a service called a simple calculator, which will be used to calculate for example, you created an architecture and you can basically see and calculate how much will be the cost of running this architecture even before running it. So secure applications and architectures. So in this case, questions will be asked from security best practices. Questions will be asked from security best practices. Questions will be asked from security tools. There are security tools like IAM. There is there are security tools like Shield, WAF. So there will be questions related to that. High performing architectures, there will be questions related to load balancers, auto scaling, global accelerators, and such. So this is just an example I'm giving. If you want to know all the services which will be asked in the Solutions Architect certification, please check our course page, and you can check it for SysOps admin as well. You can check it for developer as well, and all of that will be provided in our course page, and you can just check it out and you can just make a note of it in your PC. Okay, so now coming to SysOps admin, the domain which is let me just explain this. So if you look at solutions architect, most of the questions would be from resilient and high performing architectures, which are really important domains. Now coming to SysOps admin, most of the questions will be asked from monitoring tools and reporting tools. So there is tools like CloudWatch, there are tools like CloudTrail. So most of your work, most of your questions will come from this particular domain, because as a SysOps admin, as I told you, your job would be to monitor, your job would be to report, your job would be to administrate. So these are the services which will help you for that. Now coming to developer, so here you can see most of the questions will be asked from development with AWS services. So development questions will not be asked here. That is how to develop, how will you be creating an application, not those kinds of questions. The questions here which will be asked here would be how, so it will be about the AWS SDKs. It will be about how you are going to implement an application on the AWS cloud with the aid of services. So it will be more related to AWS than application development. The only difference would be the weightage of questions from different areas. So these are the differences, guys. I hope this part is clear to you guys. And I also explained the difference between each of these certifications and who can take up what certification. And now I'll just give you a brief about where you can, you can basically start learning. You can check out Intellipaat's YouTube channel. We provide you free content. That is, we provide you tutorials. We provide you 10-hour-long videos, which covers most of the AWS services. You can check that out for learning. You can check out Intellipaat's blog, which again has tutorials from where you can get all the basic knowledge related to AWS. Okay, I'll just try to answer one or two questions, and then I'll be handing over my session to my colleague. Okay, so from Bhargav, AWS requires coding skills. As I told you, yes, not AWS completely. To learn AWS, you don't have to know any programming language because it is a cloud tool. But obviously, if you're going to host an application on the cloud tool, then you should know coding skills. But if you're telling that you don't want to learn coding and you want to get into AWS, SysOps administrator would be your best bet. Okay, there are questions from Satpal. Okay, so 7 years experience in technical rules. If you want to get into a self-static, yeah, I would suggest you to just have a basic knowledge about at least one programming language if you want to get into solutions architect especially. Because if you check out any job description from any company related to a cloud solutions architect role, they would have at least asked one programming language. So yes, I would suggest you to learn. And again, my colleague will be talking about this. You will get an idea about what are the things you should know. And one last question I want to answer from Arun. Okay, I do not have coding experience. I have studied coding 3 years before, and right now I don't have any idea. What solutions architect certification would be a right choice? It would be a right choice if you basically prefer to also learn a programming language, because if you take the course, or if you are willing to get into a learning from a professional, then that would be the right choice to take up solutions architect, because we also teach programming languages. So that again will be covered right now by my colleague. So I'm going to hand over my session. So thank you so much, guys. See you in another session.
Well, thank you. Hi, guys. This is Charles from Intellipaat. I believe you guys have a lot of questions. So let me introduce myself. My name is Charles, and I represent Intellipaat. I've been working as an advisor and a career counselor for about 13 years. So I'm going to show you the complete details about where you can find the program details, which program is suitable for who, in a very vague manner. But in order to guide you guys in the right direction, I would require a lot many details, like how many years have you been working? Have you been working in IT or non-IT? Which technology or tool have you been working for? And which region are you based out of? And what's your current package? And what's your expectation? What's your objective? So based on that, I will be able to accurately, guide you into the right program. So for that, of course, I have my WhatsApp number here, and you can WhatsApp me, and we can definitely discuss about your career. And that's going to be a lot helpful for you guys to head in the right direction, rather than getting into something which is not at all suitable for you. So let's straight away go to AWS Solutions Architect program. Now, first thing that we notice, guys, is this is in collaboration with Future Skills, which is a NASCOM initiative, and you see free Linux course. Now you might be wondering, why is there a Linux course which is for free? Now, 90% of the cloud servers are run on Linux, whether it's AWS or Azure or Alibaba, IBM, Google Cloud, they all run on Linux. So having a basic understanding of Linux is definitely an added advantage. That is the reason you see Linux here. Now, 36 hours of instructor-led training. Now, let's see what is it that you're getting trained in this 36 hours of duration. Well, these are all the modules that's going to be trained with the live instructor, guys, which is going to take 36 hours of duration from module 1 to module 10. So module 1 says Introduction to Cloud Computing in AWS. So you'll be literally introduced to the topic from the very basic to advanced step by step. And you can click on each and every module, you'll see the subtopics that's going to be covered. We'll be learning from what is cloud computing. So if you have a question back of your mind, will I be learning from the basic? The answer to that question is yes. You'll be literally learning from what is cloud computing. And if you notice, every module has hands-on exercises, guys. This is purely a practical learning platform, not a theoretical or boring lectures. So what's your WhatsApp number, please? I will keep this window open once I take the presentation. You can make a note of it. I'm definitely here for the next 15-20 minutes. Don't worry. So every module has hands-on exercises, guys. So this is definitely a practical learning, because nobody's going to ask you during the interview, can you help me understand what is EC2 instance or where is it used? No. You'll be coming across questions like, when you work on EC2 instance using load balancing, what are the challenges you faced and how did you overcome those challenges? Believe me, none of the YouTube videos or none of the Google research is going to help you with such answers. Only you can answer it when you literally play and practice exercises, assignments, and real-time projects. So the more practical hands-on you do is more proficient you're going to become in technology. That is the reason we do not work with institute trainers or presenters. All our instructors are working professionals who works for top-tier MNCs, Fortune 500 companies with 15 plus years of experience in IT. So you are directly getting trained by a working professional. So we don't teach you guys, we train you. So moving further, AWS projects covered. Now this is very important, guys. So ideally, this is the only thing which is going to help you land a career, or help you clear the interviews during the technical round, or help you become proficient with the technology itself. Now you're going to be practicing on all these hands-on experiences on projects, and also you get a chance to learn through case studies. Now we are going to provide you the necessary lab for you to learn. We provide you lifetime technical support assistance whenever you are stuck or whenever you have any queries. We are there to help you, guide you, and assist you. Now moving further, certification. Now many people ask me, is certification or getting certified, does it help me get a job? The answer is no. Job is purely guaranteed based on how well you perform in the interview and based on your technical skills. Then where does certification come into picture? So certification is going to be a definitely an added advantage for your resume. So your resume definitely looks a lot presentable. And nowadays, more than 50% of the companies, they prefer hiring or having a person who is certified. And certification comes into picture when it comes to salary negotiations. So certified professional definitely gets a better salary compared to a non-certified professional. So the answer is yes, having a certification is indeed uh, mandatory, I could say. Now, the course itself is designed for you to clear the AWS Solutions Architect Certification exam. So once you complete the course, you just need to take our mock quiz. We provide you a mock quiz. Take our mock quiz, score 60%. That means you can easily clear the examination in just one attempt. Well, we are more than 95% of passing aggregate, guys, so don't worry about it. You just take our mock quiz, score 60%, you're sorted. Now, this is a course completion certificate issued by Intellipaat, acknowledged by Future Skills, which is an ASCOM initiative. This will be given to you on completion of the program and completion of the assignments. Assignments will be evaluated. Only then you get to know, whether you going the right direction. What are the areas you need to improve? What are the areas you need to focus more time and energy on? So it will be evaluated, and we are going to train you guys. So I'm working as a network engineer right now, and which type of AWS or Azure cloud course will suitable for me? Can I go security or architect? I definitely will show you that which program is right fit for you, Siva. So let me finish the presentation first. Now, let's talk about Intellipaat, guys. We are in business for over 7 years. We have more than 700,000 learners, and our reach is towards 55 different countries. And we are the only company to have a lot of collaborations like IBM, Microsoft, IIT, NASCOM, EC Council, IIBA, and lot many others. So we are the only company to offer you a lifetime access. So there is no expiration. You can do the course as many times as you want. You can redo the course as many batches as you want. Nobody's going to stop you or question you. And instructor is live, guys. So any questions you have, you can easily ask the instructor. He's definitely going to answer all your questions before the end of the session. And all the courses, or all the classes rather, are recorded. Whether you attend or miss doesn't matter. Your classes are recorded and handed over to you in your LMS. So instead of trying to recollect what you learned, just go and play the recorded videos of your own classroom that you attended or missed. So catch up. So for you brush up, so that you could brush up your knowledge of what you learned, we also provide you recordings of your own classroom. So whatever I've told you guys is also mentioned on the website. It's not that I'm making up. Attend as many batches for lifetime, the lifetime access, one-on-one doubt resolution sessions. So it is totally interactive, guys. Now let's discuss about job assistance. Now job assistance works in 3 steps. Step 1 is we are going to rework on your resume. We are going to make sure your resume looks very presentable. So step 2 is we are going to prepare you for the interview with a list of mock question and answers. So guys, even before you attend the interview, you have a firm understanding of what sort of technical questions you might come across before attending the interview. So you have 80% of a firm understanding of what sort of questions, and you're prepared, rather well prepared, even before you attend the interview. And the final step is we have tied up with 400 plus hiring partners. So instead of you marketing your resume on just LinkedIn or Indeed or Times, you can also market your resume on Intellipaat job portal. So we are going to give you an access to our job portal where you can market your resume. So your possibilities of lining up interviews literally increases. So this is the job assistance we provide to you. Now, I want to show you a couple of the programs, but before that, let me answer a couple of questions here. Could you please let me know if we are more than 12 years of experience in IT analytics job so far? How will it help us? Now, everybody knows, Sandra, that if you're in analytics, when you want to upgrade your skill set, there are only 2 doors that are open for you. One is data science and artificial intelligence. The other is cloud. And definitely cloud and AI also is a very good combination. So provided you already have 12 years of experience, that is more than a decade, not just AWS is going to be sufficient. I will show you the program which is the right fit for you. Any which ways, I want to introduce you guys to that program so you can take a look at it. So anybody has more than 5 years of experience or anybody has no experience at all, I would directly recommend go for multi-cloud. Now, multi-cloud is very hot in the market, guys. Then what is multi-cloud? Let's understand one thing. More than 90% of the companies are, they work on projects. So they purely work on projects. So when it comes to a project, that is a huge responsibility from a company's perspective. So example, if your company is working on AWS, but again, they get a new project requirement. At that point in time, the company has to implement Azure. No company is going to step down from a project. In fact, they're going to take that project as well as a requirement. They will implement Azure too, because that's a huge business for any companies. So at that point in time, the company won't hire a new bunch of team leader and a program manager, a whole setup. No, they expect their current employees only to upgrade their skill set. This is the reality. So at that point in time, as an employee, you won't have enough time to upgrade your skill set because you're already doing a project. At the same time, hand in hand, you'll have to upgrade your skill set to Azure also. So for that reason, recruiters are literally in a huge hunt for a multi-cloud specialist. So multi-cloud specialist is nothing but you knowing more than one cloud technology. Now, the top three cloud everybody knows is AWS, there's Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud. So this is the multi-cloud program, which is in collaboration with IBM and Microsoft. This is a combination of 11 courses. So let's see those 11 courses. Here we go. AWS, the one which we just went through now, Microsoft Azure, DevOps, Python, and Google Cloud. So if you notice many job openings, they ask for a programming language. They do. That is the reason we also have Python. Now, DevOps is very, very important, guys. DevOps and cloud, I would say, are like husband and wife. Whoever wants to get into DevOps, they should know cloud. Whoever wants to get into cloud, they should know DevOps. Now, DevOps has about 119 tools in total, but not all the tools are used in the market. But only 9 to 10 tools are very actively used in the market. Let me show you those. So these are the list of tools, guys. You can see here. These are the bunch of tools. Now, all these tools are not used by developers. Couple of tools are used by developers. Couple of tools are used by operations guys. Couple of tools are used by quality. Couple of tools are used by testers. So you will be undergoing all these tools which are actively used, especially in the cloud domain. And if you notice, again, every module has hands-on exercises, guys, along with real-time industry projects. So my point is, these are the 5 programs with the live instructor, which is mandatory, I would say, if you're looking to land a very good career as a multi-cloud specialist, which is my top recommendation any given day, without any doubt. So these are the 5 programs with live instructor: AWS, Azure, DevOps, Python, and Google Cloud. And these are the remaining 6 programs with self-paced. Now, self-paced is a pre-recorded videos, which is Java, Splunk, Developer and Admin, Linux, Azure Architecture, Hadoop Admin, and Agile. So in total, it's a combination of 11 courses. The benefits are the same, guys. Here you see the projects, beginner projects, intermediate, and advanced. You'll be practicing all these projects, guys. Ideally, this is the only way for you to become experienced professional or to have a hands-on experience, because every company is looking for a person who has experience. That means they're looking for hands-on experience. They don't care where you are from, which company you worked in the past. All they care is, do you have the job experience or the hands-on experience that we are looking for? If you think you do, just come and prove us in the interview. That's all anybody would care about. Sir, if a person is knowledge in cybersecurity, then which path is best to choose in AWS? Well, I would recommend the same program, which is multi-cloud, because I don't know why, or if people have noticed, AWS is the first one to become very popular. It's been in business for at least 10 years. Even though Microsoft Azure picked up pretty slow, but Microsoft has literally captured 40% of the market in a short span of time. Microsoft Cloud is in market for the last 5-6 years, but the way they have reached out to customers is tremendous. So I would always recommend, don't go for one cloud. Please go for minimum 2 along with DevOps. AWS along with Azure, DevOps, and of course a programming language, Python. And GCP, yes, it's definitely an added advantage. No, so proceeding further, this is the certification of completion from IBM, guys. So this is a course completion certificate, which will be rewarded to you on completion of the program and assignments. And you get a Microsoft course completion certificate too. Here we go. This is a course completion certificate from Microsoft. issued by Intellipaat, acknowledged by Microsoft Partner Network. Now, the course is aligned for you to clear all these examinations. So I would definitely recommend, based on your background, which certification exam to go as well. Like I told you, I need to know you much better, which region you're from, your age factor. Are you in IT or non-IT? Are you a fresher? Based on multiple factors, only then I can guide you in the right direction. Please WhatsApp me on my US or Indian number. Let's have a discussion. Then I can definitely help you with the right program. Hi, this is Shiva. I'm working as a network engineer right now. Which type of AWS or Azure cloud course is suitable for me? Can I go to security or architect? So Shiva, as you're already having more than a decade of experience, you definitely can go for a multi-cloud. See, multi-cloud is the highest paid job. Who doesn't want to get who doesn't want to get paid more? If you're looking for a very good paycheck, end of the day, that's all it matters. So paycheck is literally equivalent to the number of skills that you have. The more skill sets you have, the more money you're getting paid. It's as simple as that. It's a very simple mathematics. The more skill set you have, the more money you get paid end of the day. That's how corporates work, especially in IT. So would you guys job support if you get placed? When you're already placed, I don't think so would you need any support from us, because you already are getting a job. But if your question is what you're trying to mean is, are we going to help you find a job? The answer is yes. I explained about the job assistance. We are going to prepare you for the interview with mock question and answers. We are going to rework on your resume, and we are going to give you an access to Intellipaat job portal, where you can market your resume, and your possibilities of lining up interviews increases. But don't worry, guys, you're not learning a technology which is, to give an example, blockchain, which is definitely indeed the disruptive technology, but it's going to take some time, probably 5 to 10 years, for everybody to become blockchain powered. You're learning a technology which is cloud, which is literally hot in the market. Thousands and thousands of job openings, no matter which city you're based out of. So that means the requirement is massive. So finding a job is not at all a difficult task. But currently, you don't have what it takes as a skill set in terms of technical skill set for you to land a job. That is where we come into picture. So does this course include the examination fee, or would that be separate? That's a good question. The examination fee you'll have to pay directly to AWS if it's AWS exam, directly to Microsoft if it's Azure. So we don't have the authority or right, or nobody has the authority or right to collect the examination fee on someone else's behalf. You'll have to pay the examination fee directly to that particular company. So my salary is 12.5 lakh per annum. I lost my job due to COVID. Now I want to make a career in AWS Solutions Architect. Will I get the same package? You won't be getting the same package if you just go for AWS Solutions Architect, not at all. Let me answer that question in a very simple manner. Imagine a company hiring you for AWS Solutions Architect for 12.5 package. Let's even consider 10 lakh per annum. When they can cherry pick 3 college students who have completed AWS, they can afford 3 people at that 10 lakh package per annum. Why would they want to hire you by paying 12 lakh or 10 lakh? So it's a simple mathematics. So that means your resume definitely has to be outstanding. You go for any openings, they won't be asking just for AWS. They'll ask for Linux, some part of Linux, some part of SQL, some part of DevOps. It is mandatory. So that is the reason multi-cloud is a answer for your questions, guys. Multi-cloud is the only way for you to land a career and reach your objective and that particular package that you're looking for. Like DevOps, how many tools useful in cloud? Whatever the tools that we are covering in DevOps, these are the only tools which are useful and currently used in the market. So don't worry, we are covering every tools. How much time does it take to complete the multi-cloud training? It's a 5 months comprehensive program, but you do two programs simultaneously, one in the weekdays and one in the weekend. You can do it in 3 months. But I would always recommend, what are you going to lose if you invest 2 more months? Complete one at a time, because completion of the course is not important, but how much you were able to grasp and complete the assignments and projects, that is important. Let it take 2 months extra, no problem, but become perfect, become professional, become proficient. That is what my suggestion is. So guys, this program, I just have 2 coupons, guys. Cloud Master Program, flat 50% discount only to the webinar attendees who are attending today. I just have 2 coupons purely on a first come first serve basis. Please don't blame me if you reach out to me late. So to avail the price or to discuss with me which program is suitable for you, please WhatsApp me on either of my numbers. I'm already getting WhatsApp message. So please wait till I finish the presentation. I'll definitely reach out to you. So now you know how to reach out to me. So let's discuss about the schedule. And before we wind the session, I have a couple of the programs to show you. What a fresher who just graduated should start off with. So Shweta, if you're in India as a fresher, you can just start with AWS Solutions Architect. But like I told you, even as a fresher, you should know certain tools of DevOps. You should definitely know Linux, certain tools. So it is how the market requirement is. So I'm passed out PG in 2017. I don't have any work experience in MNC. Is it a good choice? Definitely. See, again, guys, any job for that matter, every job has a position for beginners, intermediate, and advanced. So based on the position that you're applying for is the skill set the company is looking for. So even if you complete this program as a fresher, even if you complete this program as a person who has decade of experience, the person who has decade of experience is applying for an advanced role because his package is more than 12 lakhs per annum or 15 lakhs per annum. A person who has 3 to 5 years of experience will come as an intermediate role, even though it's completed. A person who is fresher will be getting the foot in the door in IT as a beginner. So the only difference is your skill set that you are expected from the company differs, and the package also differs. A person who has more than 7 to 8 years of experience, definitely they'll be qualified to become a team leader or a program manager in just less than 6 months to 1 year. So that is the only difference. Do you need to be pro in programming language for cloud? No, you need not be pro in programming, because I want to show you one more program. AWS Certification Masters Program. So a person who is already in pro in programming, like you've been working in Java and Python or C# for 2-3 years. So that means you have to go as a cloud developer. So this particular program has everything that AWS has to offer, which is AWS developer training, SysOps, solutions architect, DevOps, and AWS DevOps. So as a programmer, if you want to become a pro programmer, or if you're from programming background, this is the program I would recommend to you. But if you don't want nothing much to do with programming, this is the one. So this is purely an administrator role that you're applying for. So this has nothing to do with hardcore programming, but a basic programming is required in the interview. But if you're coming from a hardcore programming background, guys, this is a program I would recommend. Well, I'll WhatsApp after the webinar. Perfect, you can do that. Any questions, guys, which I missed? Let me just check. If a person is knowledge in cybersecurity, then which path is best to choose? AWS, I've already answered, it's a multi-cloud. Because if you're already knowledge in cybersecurity, see, one more advantage of learning a multi-cloud is you're not applying a job only for companies who are hiring for AWS. You're applying for AWS, Azure, GCP, DevOps. Ideally, you're applying for a cloud architect or a cloud engineer position. Whether it's beginner, intermediate, or advanced, that depends upon your overall experience, your package. So multi-cloud is the best program, so that you won't have any regrets again coming back. Okay, this company is asking for Linux, let me learn Linux. Okay, this company is asking for DevOps, let me learn DevOps. Believe me, I've come across a lot of customers who have done this mistake in the past 13 years, because as a researcher, this is my job to know what is the actual requirement in the market, so that you won't be wasting any more time and money. So that is very important, guys. So in order to do that, just stick to the program which I'm guiding you through, or WhatsApp me. Let's discuss about which program is suitable for you, and we can take it from there. Now let's discuss about the schedule, guys. Well, the schedule, if you're in India, the website is accurate. You can just stick to the Indian timings, which is on the website. Weekdays and weekends, very accurate. If you're in the US or Northern America, guys, the timings is Monday to Thursday, 4 days a week, and the timings will be 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 11:30 in the night Eastern Standard Time. So this will be your weekday batch schedule, Monday to Thursday, 9:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. Weekday batch schedule. Weekend batch schedule will be Saturday and Sunday, 10:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time to 1:30 in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time. So this will be a weekend batch schedule. So you can make a note of this, or you can take a screenshot, or you can make a note. So if you have any questions, I have dropped my WhatsApp numbers. Please WhatsApp me directly or drop me an email. Let's discuss about your career, and I will help you save your money as well. But most importantly, it's not just money, but I'll be helping you, guiding in the right direction which will definitely be the best choice of your life in order to pursue your career. So any questions, guys? Okay, I missed a question here. I'm 8 years experienced in software GIS developer with object programming language. I am a beginner to cloud computing in AWS. Confused now, which one should I choose? AWS training course or solutions architect? Training course for developer associate, please advise me. I would like to know more about you. Definitely, this isn't sufficient. I want to know your age, which region are you from? India, Europe, US? I don't know, and your package and your education background. Only based on that I can guide you in the right program. Any other questions? Just check. Is DevOps Master certification good? Yeah. So example, if you are in India or in the US and you are coming from a hardcore developer background, if you want to become a DevOps engineer, I would recommend go for DevOps Architect program, because you're already coming from a hardcore programming background, maybe C# or Java, I don't know. If you're from that, that means you're already liking the role that you're doing as a programmer. You want to upgrade your skill set to the next level as a programmer, yes, DevOps Architect Masters is the best program you can go for. And again, any master's program, guys, I just have 2 coupons. Flat 50% discount, purely on a first come first basis. So kindly forgive me if you reach out to me late. I won't be able to help you. So any questions? I'm a software developer having 9+ years of experience. SAA is fine. Can I go? Well, if you're a software developer, that means you're quite flexible with programming. You can directly go for a DevOps engineer role. This is the program, DevOps Architect Master Program. This is the one I would recommend to you. Any language, ASP.NET, SQL, Java, until and unless you like programming, you enjoy what you're doing. If you want to pursue a career which is going to be an add-on on top of your programming skills, definitely yes, go for it. But there are certain people who are working in IT, even though they're programmers, they don't want to continue programming, they want to get into cloud. For them, I would recommend multi-cloud. And remember, guys, even as a DevOps architect, you are learning AWS, because that's the #1 cloud in the market, along with Python, Kubernetes, complete DevOps, AWS SysOps, and AWS DevOps. Everything is going to be covered. Any other questions, guys? Perfect. I don't see any questions. So I thank each and everyone for spending your time on the presentation and webinar. And I wish each and everyone a great day ahead. And I would look forward to hearing from you guys. I already have a couple of messages. I'll be definitely calling you in a while. So let's discuss about your career, and let me also help you save some money. Thank you. Have a great day ahead. Cheers. Bye-bye.